Okay, let's talk about Turkish. There are these two words, VAR and YOK, that are just insanely powerful. They do the job of four different ideas in English. Getting these down isn't just about learning new words, it's like finding a massive shortcut to sounding way more natural. So let's dive in and see how they work. So here's the big question, right? How on earth can two little words mean there is, there isn't, I have, and I don't have? It sounds totally confusing at first, I get it, but trust me, it's all built on this one really simple, super elegant idea. All right, so let's start at the very beginning. The most basic fundamental use of var and yoke is just for saying if something exists, or if it doesn't.
First up, we've got VAR. And honestly, it's so simple. If something is there, if it's present, if it exists, you just use VAR. It works for one thing, there is, and for a bunch of things, there are. It is your go-to word for just saying, yep, this thing is here.
Okay, let's look at a real example. Sınıfta tahta var. We start with the place, sınıfta, which means in the classroom. Then comes the object, tahta, a board, and you just stick var in the end. And boom, you've just said there is a board in the classroom. Simple as that. All right, now for its perfect opposite, yok. You know, if var is like flipping a light switch to the on position, well, yok is flipping it right back to off. It means something is not there. It doesn't exist. It's the word for absence.
And just like VAR, it's super flexible. Check this out. Masada kalemler yok. On the table, masada, pencils kalemler, and then yok. They're not there. And notice how it doesn't even matter that pencils is plural. Yoke just works. It's so efficient.
Putting them side by side like this really shows you how cool this system is. The sentences are exactly the same except for that one last word. You're literally just swapping var for yoke to completely flip the meaning from it is there to it isn't there. So clean. Okay, so we can make statements now. We can say something exists or it doesn't. So what's the next logical step? Well, asking questions, of course. Let's see how the same simple system lets you ask everyday questions. So how do you ask a question? You just add one tiny little word, m. You take your original statement, sınıfta tahta var, you pop m on the end, and bam, you've just created a perfect yes or no question. It's basically like a spoken question mark. And the best part? The answers are just as simple. Is there a board? Evet var. Yes, there is. Or hayır yok. No, there isn't. See? You're using the exact same two words we started with. It's such a logical, beautiful system. All right, you've got the whole existence thing down. Now, get ready for the part that really unlocks the magic of these words. This is where var and yok go from just being useful to being absolutely essential. We're talking about possession. So here it is. This is the big reveal. The secret to why these two words are such a superpower is that the entire idea of having something in Turkish is actually built on the idea of existence. This is the little mental flip that changes everything. So here's the key idea. In Turkish, you don't really say, I have a car. Instead, what you're actually saying is, my car exists. So, benim arabam means my car. You add var to the end of that, and the literal translation is, my car exists. But what it means is, I have a car. Pretty cool, right? And, of course, the exact same logic works for the negative. To say, I don't have a car, you just say that your car is non-existent. Benim arabam yok. My car doesn't exist. Once you get that core idea, you can talk about not having anything. And this isn't just for you. This system works for everybody. Onun kalemi var literally means his or her pencil exists, which is just how you say he or she has a pencil. And you guessed it, onun kalemi yok means they don't have one. It's perfectly consistent. Okay, let's do a quick recap of this awesome new tool you've just added to your Turkish toolkit. It's amazing how these two little words can do so much, right? They cover four different fundamental ideas. So let's just pull this all together one last time. We started with basic existence, is something there or not, using var and yoke. Then we saw how you can turn var into a question just by adding ma. And finally, the big trick. We saw how those exact same words are used to talk about what you have and what you don't have. It's just a remarkably efficient way to speak. So there you have it. The secret's out. You now have the key to one of the most important concepts in the Turkish language. You can say what exists, what doesn't, what you have, and what you don't. So I'll leave you with this. Using your new superpower, what's the first thing you're going to say you have in Turkish?